wanna spend my life with you all day. You say that you love me, is it true? You say I'm the only one that's all for you. Okay, make me feel away, make me feel away. Shorty so damn dangerous, fuck me like I'm famous, yeah. I've been so impatient, so glad that you made it here. Took my dick and faced it, shorty going crazy, yeah. Thought that you was playing, told me spray it everywhere. She want me to take it, what you tryna do? Shorty said she.
Yo, so what are your views on how black men treat black women?
that just told it all. What she did? What is it?
I mean, I feel like.
Say something crazy.
No, I'm not gonna say nothing crazy. I feel like black men are decent. I feel like there's definitely room for improvement with everyone on both sides. But I'm finding that now, like, as I'm getting older, there's no progress though. With like,
so you saying we had to stand still?
Yeah.
Can we not
Who
put
is
weed?
we? Now
It's
everybody's
not-
different.
It ain't weed.
Well,
Like a lot
you
of-
going all based on your experiences, so that's what I'm saying.
all right, you right, you ain't wrong.
No, I'm just saying keep going. I don't want to hear
It's
it.
the head scratch.
You ain't wrong. No, I mean,
Come on,
I feel
Jay.
like everybody just need to heal. So that part,
No,
yeah.
that's too. That's over.
That's what?
Rated.
Overrated.
I need to heal.
What do you see? This is it right here.
The therapist in me is not liking that.
Would you say this is
Too
overrated?
long. You taking too long. I ain't got time for that. My time is ticking.
What is you
What
talking about?
time is ticking? What time?
So you just want to go into a situation with chaos and baggage and
No,
mental.
So let me ask you this then.
mental
Let me ask you this then. What do you expect from a man?
Right.
Or for all
okay, in regards to like what in a relationship in general.
in relationship.
I would say because I feel like a relationship is like next step. What I just expect on the upfront is like good communication, honesty.
Ain't gonna get that.
Huh?
Not the first one. We gotta build the first one.
Communication, right?
How you
Yeah.
gotta build the first one?
Men don't communicate the same way women do. So women expect men to communicate that way. It's not gonna happen.
But
We
I
have
feel
to
like
learn
if
each
you
other.
communicate in your daily life, you should know how to
That's-
just communicate.
No, that is not the same.
You're right.
Think so, Jay?
I'm gonna give you that.
I don't think it's the same at all.
I'm gonna give you that.
Because the way I can communicate with John ain't the same way I'm gonna communicate with you.
Okay.
Because I can say something to John and he gets it based off
Yes.
us being men, similar experience. I may have to speak differently to you for you to understand.
Is that what you
and
want?
vice
But
versa.
that's what I'm saying. Some guys don't even like.
There's no basic communication. So when you say communication, are you looking for like, how was your day? Hey, I'm a little busy today. I'll hit you later. Is that what you mean by like communication? Just like, hey,
not
I'm busy
that.
today.
That's
I'll hit
like-
you later, or is it like
Maybe
looking like
I
good
just-
morning, good night?
Maybe I just expect too much. Like
Man,
maybe I
rising,
expect
man.
somebody to already be there, like with like their communication styles on, just like knowing how to like. I don't even know how to explain it. It's hard. I mean, pass this one.
I know Rustique been a little quiet. That's just
What was
bring
the
it up.
original question? I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yo, I just like your view on how a man should.
What do you expect from
What
a
you
man?
Like, what do you expect?
Black man. That's when we started. Like, black man.
Well, I feel like, I feel like the only expectation I have is just to be respectful and honest. Anything else is just going to be something that, like, it's an addition, or like J-Mo said, you have to kind of work with each other. But I feel like on a basic level, we should be honest and respectful with anybody, whether that be a man or a woman. And I feel like our generation on both sides are lacking both the honesty and respect for one another. And we're not living out of love. And
That's true, bro.
Yeah.
Living out of lust.
Yeah, we living out of lust. We living out
like
of
ego
greed.
and projection.
Yes.
There's a lot of ego and projection.
It is. Like, I had this man yesterday try to tell me I'm stuck up because I didn't want to talk to him. Boy, please. Like, you are 40.
The way you
Not
just
you are 40.
I told him, I was like, you're double my age, sir. You need to get back up. But I was just literally sitting the whole time, and he was just like, you seem stuck up. Well, you were just trying to talk to me 5 minutes ago. Now that I don't want to talk to you, I'm stuck up. Are you projecting? I said, sir, you projected on me.
Yeah.
We need to cut that out. And I think, but I think everybody needs to stop projecting. Like that's a thing that everybody is doing now is projecting their own insecurities or their own thoughts or their own issues on everybody else.
So they should bottle that up.
But they going off.
Don't heal that
No,
somewhere
you have
else.
to heal. You need to go take care of
Yeah.
that elsewhere.
It's like people flaunt flaunt the ego, but when you look between the lines, it's like a masked, unhealed aspect of like trauma. If you get what I'm saying, like
Where this whole healing
like
thing
I'm
come from?
too, huh?
Where this whole kid, because that seems like to just have started showing up the whole. You need to heal. I need to heal before we even get a chance to talk.
I think people are recognizing that there's a disconnect. Like when you do interact with somebody, like maybe like the first couple dates or like the first couple interactions are like, you know, fine. But it's like when you start to peel back from the layers and get into maybe aspects of like intimacy, that's when people get like shook up. And it's like it's shook up because you haven't healed from something that you've experienced in the past. Like in honesty, like people will project that trauma onto the person that they're trying to date at that moment, not realizing that it's not their responsibility to like, unfortunately, I hate to say, like comfort you in that aspect. We just met. Like you get what I'm saying?
Let me ask you, because that's what I want to go into. So basically, we grew up, man, in order to protect our women, to like make sure they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But now, like I said, new generation, new times, y'all more independent. Y'all grew up with probably with like, you know what I mean?
I feel like men don't set women or show that they can protect their women. I feel like men just show up and expect women to be 100% vulnerable in their spaces, and they're not, and like how do you expect me to just be like, oh my gosh, yes, protect me when you don't do anything that lets me know that you are going to protect me or that I can be vulnerable with you.
So what
Comes
is
in
that?
time, though.
Hold on,
Comes in
so-
time.
But what is that?
I'm about to tell you, what is
So
that?
what
You want
is
people
that
to show-
exactly? What is
show
what do we show?
Because y'all ask for a lot of things, y'all gotta break it down. Like y'all gotta ask for a lot of things, y'all gotta break it down for us.
It's
Like for I'm sorry, men are stupid. Like I'm
No.
saying, I'm saying, men
You're right.
I'm saying men are
I
stupid.
think one of the key things, like Rastique said, is the honesty. Because if I ask you straight up, are you dealing with other people, and you tell me no, but then I can feel that you are, I don't feel like I can be vulnerable and like
Trust you.
trust you in this
Yeah.
space for anything in that
Anything,
matter.
right.
Because it's like I don't trust that I can go out with you, because if we go to a restaurant and one of your chicks is that like I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, I feel like this is like one of those double-edged sword type things
It
where
is.
it's like it's kind of like an issue on both sides. Even to kind of go back to what you were saying, J-Mo, I feel like because all of us are black, like I feel like especially in the black community, we grew up like what stays in this house, what happens in this house stays in this house.
Yeah.
So a lot of us now are like growing up and like talking to each other and realizing like, oh, we grew up kind of traumatic. Like my childhood was very dysfunctional. Yours was too. Oh, that's crazy. And then then when we get to our age now, like we grew up with these broken households, single parent households or whatever, and then there's a disconnect between like, okay, you know, maybe a son or a mother raising a son or like a dad raising a daughter. So there's a disconnect because there's not like the other person in the household, and then that can lead to even more like traumatic experiences that we have to deal with when we get older. So therefore, it just makes it
You had an eventful
So when it comes to like us being adults, we having to figure this out on our own and pick up the pieces and mend all of these like broken relationships with our family, our parents, or whatever, and we trying to figure this out. And adulting is not easy. No. So the fact that like, you know, we have to deal with trauma, we have to adult, we gotta pay bills, we gotta go to work. The world is falling down around us.
And I think that's where
That's where the
healing-
issue,
that's where the healing comes from, because it's like I have my adulting, you have your adulting. I can't help you pick up the pieces of your trauma because I'm trying to pick up the pieces of my life or like whatever else, like whatever it may be. And it's like you have to take responsibility for your own healing and your own experiences. So that, and granted, it's nobody's fault that they traumatized. That is nobody's fault.
Yeah,
You literally cannot wake up and be like, I'm gonna be traumatized today. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like you're not responsible for that. So it's like you have to be responsible. So like, okay, this happened to me. I feel a way when things like this happen to me. let me go and figure this out for myself so that when I go into these friendships, romantic relationships, business relationships, whatever it is, I'm not projecting all of my previous stuff onto others. And I think that is where a lot of the disconnect is with men and women on both sides.
But can you ever be fully healed?
Oh no. Mm-mm.
So what point
Because healing
is
is
it
not
okay?
linear.
Right. So what point is it okay to step into something else if you? Because I could feel like I'm A1, but then I meet somebody else that's like, oh, you have this and you have this,
They
and
start
I'm like,
nitpicking. They start,
right,
they
and I'm
start
like,
Well, and I mean that person's not for you because
And that's
funny because I had this conversation today that like everybody has something. It's just a matter of like what can you deal with. So I can't deal with liars, but I might can deal with somebody who don't wash dishes. Like it's like it's like those little things. It's like everybody's going to have something, but it's just a matter of like what can you deal with that? Because what I can deal with, Janae probably can't do. Like it's just different. So
go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, but at the same time, I feel like even because I feel like you only can know when you're ready to like step out on if you feel healed enough. But at the same time, certain people, everybody gonna come across is gonna bring out something else in you that you either didn't even know was an issue, you didn't know that you liked, you didn't know that you disliked. So like Ebony said, it's like just like the linear things. Like you may feel healed. Like right now at my age of 25, I feel like I'm very much more so healed than I was, say, like 2 years ago. But I know that like I can meet somebody tomorrow and they could bring something totally out of me that I was like didn't know that was even an issue.
you didn't progress to once a month, and you gonna be like, oh man, can we go back to every week? Twice a week?
Because I'm sure like Erica, it's been 2 months.
Yeah, I know that. So I'm gonna throw a little curveball real quick. So, ladies, yeah, ladies. So, were you raised to like submit to a man?
Absolutely.
No,
not.
absolutely not.
All right, then talk
But-
about it.
but it wasn't-
Y'all just got mad real quick.
No, I didn't get mad. I just said absolutely
No.
not.
I had to just put the stamp on it because it was. See, look, that was a trauma response right there. Like, no,
Mine wasn't a
absolutely
trauma
not.
response, actually.
For me, it was. I know it was.
I just feel like because I'm so I've always been independent. That's just what it is. But I know that I want to be in a relationship where I don't have to do everything. I know that I crave that, but I have a hard time of like taking a step back because I'm independent. Like I don't like I have the support of my family, but like I don't necessarily need it. And I've always been independent, so it's like. But when I know that when I go into relationships, I try to like take control over everything. Because
So you're a control freak.
I'm a control freak.
Was
I
you-
like to be in, but I know
Was
that.
you honest though?
And I know
You gotta
that.
find a guy like you gonna be able to accept that though.
Or I need to be able to. I want to take a step back.
You say, Jay? What you say?
not a thing.
Like,
But I don't want to be that way. That's the thing. Like, I know that I know that I want to like. I know that I want to like come home and like not have to pay the bills. I want to let my partner be able to do for me. I just know that it's hard for me to like.
Let go.
It's hard for me to be like, okay.
So that means you still
Deep down inside,
Oh, yeah.
every woman actually wants to submit, but it's a lot that goes into the submission. Like you said, you got to be able to trust that that person is going to lead you, especially if you are the type of woman that I'm sure I am and Ebony is and Rustique. Like, we're very independent, driven, initiator type women who, like, when we come into these spaces with men who, maybe look at us as like, who knows? I don't want to say masculine, but more so in this space where, like, we do want to be in control. It's hard to submit, especially if you can't trust that person. Like, it's really hard.
See, for me, it's so different because for me, growing up, I didn't see not a single like relationship, marriage, or anything that was healthy
Me neither.
in the eyes of love. So like I never even really knew about the whole like submitting or all of this until honestly like a few years ago when social media and everybody, because like for me, I don't want to be this masculine, like masculine
Same.
energy wise. Like I don't want to
you
be
don't
like
wanna be
this.
alpha.
I don't want to be an alpha person, and it's just like for me, it's just my like fight or flight because growing up, I had to do everything on my own. Like I had to figure everything out. I had to go get it done. I had to go do it. So now that I'm an adult, I literally was just on my best friend this other day. I was like, I really want to like step out of this masculine, heavily masculine place that I'm in with like wanting to lead or wanting to control my life, because all of my life I had to do that. So it's hard to like try to unlearn and back up and be like soft and be like, oh, sweetheart, can you pick it up for me because I can't do it, you know?
Yeah, no,
You can ask J-Mo. He picked me up from the airport. I was sitting on the sidewalk, brought all of my bags down, everything, waiting for him. I'm trying to put my bag. He said, but I'm just used to doing everything.
Picking up your own,
I'm picking up my own bag. I'm like, come on, J-Mo, let's go.
Picking up her own bag?
That's me.
No, you're not picking up your bag. You're not opening the door. Sit down somewhere.
Listen.
And see, I'm literally the same. Like,
But was you fight with that though? If she already like I'm doing, was you like no, stop it? Y'all be arguing for like two hours.
No. See, I'm gonna let you do it, but I was already just doing it.
But it's because we've been in situations where we are picking up our own fights. We've already done. So it's like when we see a meal coming, we like, well, he ain't gonna do it, so I might as well just. As opposed to when you see a meal coming, it's just like, okay, well, he coming. I'm gonna let him do it.
Here you go again.
Oh yeah, they trying to rap joint. They trying to shoot a shot.
Same old shit. What you want there? Like, again?
or like,
Trying to
for
shoot their
instance,
shot.
when I just moved into like my new apartment, I literally have male friends. I have you guys, but did I reach out to any of you guys to help me?
Yeah, you was crazy.
No, like I literally moved everything myself. But it's a trauma response. Like I don't like depending on other people to do anything for me because I've gotten disappointed in the past. So that's something I need to work on.
Right, but I think it's what I've learned. My father told me that if I didn't ask for help, I was stupid.
That's something else too.
For y'all, it's that strength. So I think that's kind of
Well,
backwards.
what's the on the guys?
I know.
How do y'all feel about leading? Like, do y'all want y'all women to be submissive? Are y'all leading y'all's women?
Shit,
Are y'all creating
equal.
safe spaces for us to build
It's safe,
respect
but you
in?
take the keys if you want to.
Yeah, I'm equal. I'm an equal.
Safe, it's real safe. They actually take that key if you want to. Go ahead. Start that car. My fault right here, shorty.
Yeah, just like that, my boy.
You ain't gotta tell me twice.
It's like, no, but I'm more of a 50-50. Like, it's gotta be. We can do two alphas. I can handle two alphas. Like, if I'm an alpha, she alpha. We can handle that. I can take a step
So
back.
you're okay with her picking up her own luggage from the airport?
No,
You hesitated.
He was like,
Or like,
Are you opening doors?
I do. She don't
or
ask.
even her like taking out the trash. Like,
oh, she want to take up trash. She can take up trash. I cook, so it don't matter. I'll be in the house cooking.
He said 50-50.
It's 50-50.
He said I'll take care of it, but let me take care of the cleaning.
Sometimes
so
if we
then what if she
right,
take out the trash and while she taking out the trash, a whole pit bull come up and
Oh, shit.
run after her?
You don't like dogs.
Then what you going to do?
First of all, you're selfish. You're selfish. You want somebody to, you already get attacked, but I'm going there and get attacked too.
This is what we do.
I'm gonna dive in there and say, "Yo, stop."
Well, let's ask J-Bo. I know J-Bo has
Yeah,
very opposing
your
views.
idea is different than these other two.
See, the thing is, you can still be a quote unquote alpha and still be submissive. The only I submit to her, she submits to me. So it's not like a.
So you 50-50?
he's 50-50. That's the same thing I just said.
It's not 50-50.
80-20?
Because you're not taking out the trash.
I said I am
Anything.
taking out trash. I said
But
sometimes.
there's certain things that I feel like I was raised and told
Right.
a man should do and take care of.
Right.
So she doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
If I get married, I'm paying the majority
When
of the
you
bills.
get married.
When I get married, thank you. When I get married, I'm
You
paying
said
the
if.
majority of the
So
bills.
you 80-20? I got you.
Thank you.
I'm paying the bills. It's the mortgage, light, whatever is me. As far as, let's say we have kids. If you're so bound on paying something, cool. Take care of the kids. Everything else I got.
Good job, kid.
No,
But it's not-
You got, but you know, most of the
But it's funny though because I feel like kind of like to take this from like a micro sense, like a macro sense. I really feel like because we live in like a masculine driven society, just off, GP, like having to be very action oriented, very, go getter, like goal oriented and stuff like that. Like I feel like we all kind of have that undertone of like masculinity. So I think the biggest thing is just realizing like one, your upbringing, and then two, like where you can meet your partner like in the middle, right? No?
Meet your partner. I agree with that. That's 50-50.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on this 50-50 jump.
50-50. I think it should be 100-100.
It's same
I
thing.
give my 100%, but my 100% is not gonna be your 100% because they're gonna be different. My 100% could be I like to cook. I'll cook, but your 100% maybe you like to be on.
The
I see
100.
you eat out every day.
No, but the
What if he don't cook?
Day.
What if he don't cook?
but the
If he
100
don't cook, that's fine. But there better be something that he does that supplements my cooking.
but the 100%
That's
has to
hard.
be based off of you though. So
That
my
goes-
100% has to be based off of your love language. Because if I do 100% and it don't meet your love language, you're not looking at me for 100%. It looks like 50.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I said. 100%. But everybody, but what I give at 100% is different than what you give at 100%.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
So I do want to throw this question back on y'all.
It really is. Oh my god.
My head
Wait a minute, I want to throw this question back on y'all. So what do men expect from their women?
I just told you.
No, not you. No,
We're not talking to you.
no, I didn't hear about these two.
Hey, yo.
Like, I really didn't get too much.
Especially
input
John.
from you guys.
John, you can ask him a
Because
question.
you asked
Alright.
the first question.
What was the question again?
What
With
are
you-
your
with you-
expectations
yes.
from
Your
partner?
woman.
My woman.
Yeah.
What are your expectations?
Oh boy.
You know.
No.
Say no. I mean, it goes back to what we just talked about earlier. It's all about communication. Like
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
saying what
John.
I expect is communication, honesty, loyal, and I mean, I'm not expecting you to be perfect, but I'm just saying like at least meet me where my flaws is, pick me up, and I can pick you up. I mean, that's what I see. Like at the end of the day, we're not supposed to be where I ain't have a glory. I don't have a painting of how my life is supposed to be. But
Yeah,
but
right.
if we together, we can paint it together.
Aww.
I love that, John.
Nice, yo.
That just warmed
That's
my
what
heart.
I'm nice.
That just warmed my heart.
What you say? What you say? Me, I already told you, yo. Don't bless me.
And see,
Hey, yo.
this is what we talking about right
No,
here.
real
The
defensive.
combativeness. Like, I'm sure this is reflective in
Nah,
your
it's not.
relationship.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Cross the
I'm
line.
sure all of this is reflective in your romantic relationship.
No, because we come together as one. Because we gonna sit there and have a conversation.
Yo.
It sounds like
Hey, yo.
BS.
I just need you to, the bottom line, love me. Everything else will fall into place.
Talk
If you
this
do
out.
Where
Yeah,
you poo?
I like that.
All right. I know I'm about to wrap all this stuff up soon, but we gotta talk about this for like at least 2 minutes.
that. Please, don't. Just gonna go real
The stuff going on right now in the world.
Oh yeah.
So, give me your thoughts on the Jada and Will situation, because this is what we were talking about.
Oh man.
He go around the room.
All right, so we're gonna
Right or wrong? Was Will right or wrong, or was Jada right or wrong? Let's go around the room, talk for like 30 seconds. We'll go right
So
there.
we're gonna say right or wrong. Let's just do right or wrong, and then we can go into detail later. So
Ain't got it.
I think he was right.
Think it's right?
Yeah.
By Papa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, what you think? Oh yes,
I don't think that he was wrong. I just think that there was a better way to handle that situation.
That too.
He wasn't wrong, but he didn't have to slap him at that moment. He could have caught him outside or something.
Smack him right.
I mean, both of them are right.
I felt like he was trying to show his West Philadelphia born.
Well, you read?
I
What you
mean,
think, Jay?
That's not my call. He knows that. He knows that woman. He knows his relationship. He knows what's going on in that household with their marriage. That's not my call. So based off all
you
those
can't give an
situations,
opinion,
if that were to happen,
playing 50 right now.
they know me. I would have.
You would have slapped.
You would have done the same thing?
J-Mo probably would
You would
have
have slapped.
What about you?
J-Mo probably would have dragged him in the
across
headlock.
the. Yeah, he probably would have dragged him across the
Put him to
stage.
sleep.
Put him to sleep.
In between two venomous cheeks.
Oh, that's
Too bad.
I've apologized for that numerous times.
So I'm up here too. I'm up here too in the background. She know that. Woo.
Yes,
First
that's
thing
what
you
you
do.
did.
Well, I have to agree with like you guys. I don't think he was wrong. What I think is like the most is how like media and everybody is like blowing this to
Out
the
of
biggest
proportion.
proportion ever. The man can't even go back to the Oscars for 10 years. Like he got to get his. Like,
Are you
it's-
serious?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's over.
It's just. I think.
It's over for him.
I think it's just become too deep.
Y'all
Like
lost deals and everything.
yeah, like his movies being
They
put on
doing
pause.
Alright.
And I feel like
we gotta get into a whole nother conversation.
I feel like that's a lot, and I just feel like, you know, if something else would have been a situation, or if it would have been a different person, or it wouldn't have been that deep. But that's me.
So
did y'all see the thing? There were like two, I think it was two NASCAR drivers that were fighting.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody was like, "I'm traumatized. I can never watch NASCAR again."
Yeah.
And it's like,
Get out of here.
they're doing it for clout. That's what they're doing. That's what I heard.
Cause it was the Oscars, right? Or the
You don't even
Oscars.
know the Oscars. That's how-
I didn't even watch it. I just saw it on social media.
That's what I'm saying. If it wasn't for nothing, we probably wouldn't even know nothing about
Yeah.
this.
Social media.
But I just look at it like, you know, with that audience being mostly, you know, Caucasian people and white people, and they want to talk about violence. Like, you can't judge violence. Like, when y'all been you know what? Let me relate. When y'all been terrorizing
Can we?
us.
No, we're not.
It's the
Years.
HBCU and stuff. Just wants to jump on that.
No,
But that's a whole nother conversation. But I will say, this is how I look at it. If we are married for 20 plus years and somebody disrespect me, I don't care what has happened from year 0 to year 20. If someone disrespect me and we at year 20 something, whatever, and you don't pop them, then my problem is with you.
He ain't got to pop, but he could confront him.
Or something, yeah, confront them.
That's the
I don't want to say
bullshit.
pop.
You probably would have followed up on him, yeah.
Yeah.
But
She
Jada's
should sit there like this.
You probably.
no, Jada's response initially looked like that.
Yeah.
But what she said following up didn't match.
She phoned.
Bad, yeah. No, she real phony for
Was
that.
it?
I heard that was fake.
I'm hoping that's
I
fake.
hope it's fake too.
What happened?
Her response, she said
What she
that he
said?
didn't have to do that because she doesn't need to be protected. So that's what
She
came
said
out.
that.
I heard it was
Or
fake.
that's what she.
I heard it. Yeah, they said
And we just talked about
the blog that it came from didn't like actually talk to Jada or anybody ever.
Oh, okay.
Social media phone.
I know, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like
It's important.
spreading lies, rumors, false narratives.
All right, cut the crap. We're done.
I just wanna spend my life with you all day. You say that you love me, is it true? You say I'm the only one that's all for you. Okay, make me feel away, make me feel away. Shorty so damn dangerous, fuck me like I'm famous, yeah. I've been so impatient, so glad that you made it here. Took my dick and faced it, shorty going crazy, yeah. Thought that you was playing, so me spray it everywhere. She want me to take it, what you tryna do? Shorty said she